huge box of this. It's called Sally's Cocoa Crackles. It tastes so good. This is actually a lactose-free milk.
Chocolate.
This is also not a paid advertisement. I wish it was. I almost said good morning, everyone. Gosh, I thought I was about to teach a class. Hey guys, it's Gabriel. Welcome back to my channel. So if my voice sounds a little bit strange today, it's because I'm sick. I've been sick for like the last week. I have a pulsating headache right now. Going back into work, my voice just like completely gave out and made me sound much worse than I felt. My co-teacher just looked at me very concerned and she was like, do you need to go to the hospital? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, So today's video is actually going to be about the tension that's going on between North and South Korea. I'm not a political person. I don't normally talk about politics. I've talked about it in like the video journals and stuff, but I've never done it like in a public forum. I don't normally do stuff like that. But today I'm just talking about a specific situation that's going on and what someone else's opinion was on it. Over the weekend, on Friday actually, I went to meet up with one of my good friends. Before meeting up, I got a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and basically the comment was like, be safe, take shelter if you need to. I hope everything's okay over there and stuff like that. I had literally no idea what this person was talking about, so I was like, what in the world? I could only assume that it had to do with something Korea related, so I simply typed in Korea into Google and I found out that Kim Jong-un, the president of North Korea, was making some statements about beginning a nuclear war because of Trump's recent bombings in Afghanistan, I believe. And there's so many articles. I never watch the news. I find the news extremely depressing. If it's something really important, usually I hear it somehow through like Facebook or Twitter or something like that. After reading several articles, I was thinking like, if something were to really happen, what does that mean for my job? And would I even be able to go back home and all those kinds of things? But the strange thing though is that after receiving that comment, I went out into the world of South Korea, and I didn't even discuss this with my friend because I wasn't even sure if she knew about it, and I didn't want to like worry her. Just in the outside world, like there was no signs on people's faces or just in their interactions. Like I didn't feel like anything was wrong in the world, and it was actually very strange to me. I don't know, I didn't know how to explain what was going on. It was a complete contrast to what I read in several articles. If I was not living in Korea, after reading articles like that, I would think everybody in Korea was freaking out. Nobody knew what to do. It's like hurricanes in America, you know, people stock up and Walmart sells out of everything. You know, situations like that, like that's what I would think would be happening, but that's the complete opposite of what was really going on. Everyone was literally just living their everyday lives. It just didn't seem like it was news to South Korea. To go in depth into some of the articles that I read, North Korea was basically saying they're not scared to begin a nuclear war. They have obviously missiles, they have deadly gases and things like that. So I brought it up to my co-teacher. I basically asked her what was her opinion about the conflict and is it something that's worth being concerned over. She initially started with asking me if I was concerned. I was like, if I just go based off of the articles that I've read, it sounds very concerning, but my experience over the weekend felt as if nothing was going on, and if I didn't hear about it from other people or read the articles, I wouldn't even know this is what was going on. And she basically told me that there's a reason for that. She did start off by saying that this is just her opinion. She feels like South Korea is so used to receiving threats from North Korea that whenever it does happen, South Korea doesn't really budge. The people of South Korea just kind of go about living their lives and they don't react or do anything to give North Korea any sort of power. And I could definitely agree with that. That's exactly what I felt, because I was like, it's as if this statement that was made by the North Korean president didn't even exist. After she described that whole situation, I kind of started laughing because I did read another article that was published on Friday, and Friday was April 14th. In Korea, April 14th is actually a holiday for people who are single. Valentine's Day takes place on February 14th. Usually it's observed by men who give gifts and chocolates and stuff to women. In Korea, March 14th is called White Day, and that's when the girls give the gifts to their loved ones. A month later, which is April 14th, this one is called Black Day, and that's for people who are single and they go out to restaurants and stuff and they basically order jjajangmyeon, which is black noodles. So I read an article that basically said, despite the fact that North Korea was making these threats, a lot of tension was going on, South Korea just literally had no cares in in the world about what North Korea was saying or doing, and their biggest concern on Friday was to basically eat their jjajangmyeon in peace and to be able to celebrate their Black Friday. I kind of thought that was funny. Another thing that my co-teacher said was, as I'm sure some of you know, Park Geun-hye, who was the president of South Korea, she was impeached. So they're going to have another presidential election, I believe in May sometime. The fact that it's very close, my co-teacher, she thinks that maybe that's another reason why these threats are coming around. It's just trying to stir up some more issues and problems. So after having the conversation, I felt like I sort of understood the cultural way of dealing with such threats. You know, I think if I didn't live in Korea, like I said earlier in the video, like I would think people would be freaking out based on all the articles, but that's just not the case. By the time this video goes up, maybe this will all have blown over. I don't know. Is that the, maybe I shouldn't be using that word. I just sort of wanted to get the truth out there. It just doesn't seem like it's a big deal. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, so if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely be sure to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Zuff678. Be yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye. Today it was raining, it's so humid now. I think the bugs are starting to come out. It's not a good time in Korea right now. And on top of that, I feel sick, so I just feel like, it's like I feel hot and cold at the same time. I'm just all kinds of complaining today, I'm sorry. Made with real cocoa, which is probably why it smells so good. No artificial flavors or preservatives allowed. The milk is already changing colors. It has like that chocolate tone.